Gentleman yields, and I want to thank our witnesses for being here. Deeply appreciated. I'm sure the ranking member knows that immigration reform is handled in the Judiciary Committee and not here, but I do appreciate him bringing up the need for it. I'll talk to Mr. Jordan and encourage him to take that up. We heard today from the ranking member about how embarrassed he is that this committee has held 9 hearings on the southwest border. We've heard from our witnesses, though, that the horrific actions of the cartels are worsening secondarily to the policies of this administration. We all know the process. They allowed instant parole. They stopped detention. They stopped deportation. The catch and release policies happened, and the migrants called home. Millions have come. Make no mistake, there was no change in crime or corruption or economic conditions in Latin America. Actually, since COVID's gone, the economic conditions in Latin America have gotten better. The mass migration is secondary to the policies of this administration, period. And there is no legitimate argument to suggest otherwise. Even Merrick Garland agreed that the cartels have taken advantage of these policies and are trafficking large groups to overwhelm the Border Patrol and then pass nefarious individuals the gotaways and drugs around them. The Attorney General recognizes it. Perhaps if the minority party owned that, current administration is failing. Perhaps if the administration addressed the problem, we could move on. But the numbers are not going down. CBP's one app shell game, not releasing the OFO numbers, moving the numbers from crossing over to the ports of entry and then giving automatic parole to those individuals, not decreasing the incentive. They're still coming, and the drug cartels will continue to take advantage of it, just like Merrick Garland said. We've allowed automatic parole through this app, and those numbers are not being counted. The border is open. The incentive for mass migration remains. And as I said, they're coming. The drug cartels are seizing the opportunity. My Democrat colleagues have said it's a waste of time to look into cartel crime. They said it was a waste of time to address the dead Americans to fentanyl. 9 committee hearings is too many. They say, look at all the policies that this administration has done. Well, they're not working. Fix it, and maybe we'll stop these hearings. I happen to believe, personally, as do many people in this country, that the southwest border, the human trafficking, the overdose deaths, the cartel crime, murders, is the greatest threat to this country. So yeah, we're going to continue until the border is controlled and the cartels are stopped. When Americans stop dying, then we'll stop these hearings. Open border, drug cartels seizing the day, partnering with gangs that have taken over the criminal activity in many of our cities. That's what's happening. And the Dems on this panel don't want to discuss it. No one has denigrated immigrants here today. Not a single individual has picked on a particular race of individuals or anything. Yet that's what they want to imply. I am offended by that. This is about migration policies that have resulted in the drug cartels taking advantage of them and killing Americans. I hope the media is paying attention. Americans are dying, and the left is saying our committee's investigating this as an embarrassment. 61% of Americans get it, though. That's the percentage of Americans who say that our border is not controlled by us. Yet investigations are an embarrassment. As for impeachment, my Democrat colleagues keep saying how this is somehow an impeachment effort. I've never used those words, not here in this committee and not at this supposed recording that they keep talking about. They also say that somehow this discussion is racist. It is not racist to say we have a problem at our southern border. It's not racist to say that the cartels are seizing this opportunity of our open border and the automatic patrol and the mass waves of people who are coming. It is not racist to say that. The only reason they bring up that it's racist or that we're trying to impeach or it's some kind of dog and pony show is because they can't tell you that Americans aren't dying. They can't say, oh, look, the numbers are going down on Americans dying due to fentanyl. Look, the drug cartel crime is going down in America. They can't make a valid argument against those facts. And so they say we're racist or imply that we're racist or that we somehow or have some game here, or that it's embarrassing that we've had 9 committee hearings on this. Well, I'll tell you when the committee hearings will end. They'll end when this administration starts fixing the problem. They'll end when the White House recognizes that their Secretary of Homeland Security isn't doing his job. That's called a dereliction of duty. That's when the hearings will end. It is the job of this committee to get to the bottom of what's going on, and we will do it. The Democrats are on record. They think this Homeland Security Committee's investigation of the border, the oversight of the border, is embarrassing. They don't want these hearings because they don't want the light shined on what's going on. The decisions made by this White House and the DHS Secretary. Well, like I said, we will not stop until we get to the bottom of it and the problem gets fixed, period. Again, I thank our witnesses for being here. And as I said, this doesn't end these hearings, but it does end this one. The committee is adjourned.